Got it. Just like that. And we are live. Welcome back. It's a Saturday Night Live, the Rad Show. And I am so happy to see this man right across from me, Mr. Peter Lumberg. Welcome back, sir.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. I've been in Vegas and Disney World. Happy to be back. Happy to be on the screen. Yeah, just work and family play. It's been busy, and missed the RC life. Tomorrow getting out on the trails. Looking forward to it. So, how you been? What's going on your way? It's good to see you on the other end too.
Well, yes. Like I said, Peter, it's so great to have you back. 2 weeks flies by very quickly. Um, we did our part on our end to hold things together while you were away. We had some fun with a little social roulette and got some really good feedback. And I think some of the things that we learned while you were away, Peter, I think we will definitely try and adapt some of it moving forward. For example, the fun questions. So not only was it roulette that you didn't know which the guest was, but bombard them, like kind of catch them on their heels with this silly question. Um, you know, what's your favorite? Tacos or pizza? Just some softball question to kind of catch them off guard, keep the humor going, and keep it entertaining. So it works. So I think we can steal some aspects from what we learned while you were away and bring it forward. With other guests. Uh, Bring it into the Rad Show. I think it would be good.
Yeah, yeah. I
But
watched. I watched one of them while I was in
okay,
Vegas. RC Jesus, Matt Kutcher. How you guys doing? Thanks for
yeah.
joining.
Well,
Yeah, it looked like it worked. I saw some of the format, and
it
it's
worked.
definitely good. We could take some of that.
We
And
might be able to figure out a way. Now, Jesus, next week, I think it's fair to shake it off right now and tell people next week it is RC Jesus himself that will be here. Nick Barber from RCH Orlando. Everybody, Hail Mary, Mr. Jesus himself. So you can learn a lot. I think it'll be some tech talk, a lot of DIY. If you can't learn something from listening to that man, you got a thick skull. It will be fun to have him on
yeah,
next
I'm
week.
looking forward to that. Nick's a great guy. Great builder. I always like following his builds and his page, and
And
great
he'll
guy.
make you laugh at an event. I mean, with the dog in the big RC four-wheel drive dump truck just
I just like the
cruising
dump
around.
truck.
I mean,
I
the
just
guy
want
will make you laugh. So that's exciting. Um, no secret, we have Operation 11 Charlie here tonight. Then for everyone who tunes in, there will be a surprise guest at the end of the show. For anyone familiar with ProRack, you definitely want to stick around till the end of the show. We'll leave it at that. If you're looking for an update on the SCX 24 Micro Pro Rack, here's your inside tip. Tune in till the end. Um, so, do you want to take 10 minutes real quick, Peter, and kind of roll out what we've been working on, or do you want to wait till the end? I know we definitely want to take some time to focus on the Power Hobby toolkit that broke the internet, but I think we can save that for the end.
yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and Peter, roll off? Do you have some announcements that you want to go over? The only thing I have on my end is to remind everybody that May 7th, right around the corner, we have RC four-wheel drives. I believe it's second annual, if I'm not mistaken, stab at this national scale day. We had fun with it at King of the Castle last year, with the pictures, the with taking the photos and the hashtags and just being a part of it. And RC four-wheel drive is one of those cool, down to earth RC companies that are boots on the ground at events and engaged on Instagram. They will take your photos and share them on their stories. it's a good thing to be a part of. I'm looking forward to May 7th. So reminder to everyone to get out there on National Scale Day and participate and get on board. I think it's a hot topic in my world because I got a TF3, Peter, while you were away, and collaborating. Uh-oh, ouch, that hurt. Collaborating with this man. I wore his shirt tonight, Mr. Scale Rat himself. Um, whoa, what was that? Sound like an alarm going off over here. I dropped my phone. Um, so we're partnering with Scale Rat to collab on a little TF3 project. We reached out to Burt Melchner over at A&M Garage, getting the parts that we need for the TF3.
That's exciting.
And listen, I don't think it's fair to get any farther into the show unless we do a little carry-all introduction. And if we do not address the elephant in the room, we should get our hands slapped. And that is the internet was broken this week, and we have no one to blame except G Speed themselves. And I'm saying that sarcastically because I do mean it from the bottom of my heart. We can't thank them enough for all their support. But it's kind of hard to, let's get the X right up there on the screen and the lighting. That is the bag that broke the internet this week, the G Speed bag. Great support from those guys, and we're super excited to have been able to launch the G Speed bag this week. For anyone tuning in, the international shipping is an issue that we are working on, and we hope to have it resolved ASAP in the next day or two. We are going to turn international shipping back on. So that's it for me, Peter. Let me hand it off to you for a minute.
All right, great. Well, you can't be the only one getting trucks.
I know you had a hell of a week.
Yeah, so picked up this bad boy. Pretty nice to come home to, and then the Gladiator finally got work done on this. Picked up some cool trail parts. Trail just
hang on a second. I got to answer this. I was dialing 911. Hello.
Trail released some parts 24.
Yeah, I am totally okay. I'm actually on Facebook Live right now, and I accidentally dropped my phone on the ground, and I'm not making this up, but I didn't even realize my phone was on under my feet. I'm fine. Okay, because I hear the international shipping will be on. Yes. I am literally on Facebook Live, streaming across YouTube right now. This is going to be priceless. But I am not making a joke of this. I am so sorry. Mute that 201 Hickory Drive. Yeah. Okay, what is your name so I can Mike George. Okay, Mike. Okay. All right. I will let the police know. Okay. All right, thank you. Okay. Bye. All right, that was priceless. Right. I literally dialed 911, dude.
Yeah, you got to watch that new iPhone. Yeah, so
I told you I heard an alarm going off.
Last week, Trail dropped some new parts for the 24. Some really cool parts, Mike. I know you bought them already. You jumped out of your seat for those. They released a bumper, side steps for the Gladiator. Definitely check out Trail. They got some good stuff going on right now for the micros. You can see some of them right here. These are Trail wheels on Power Hobby tires. These tires are fantastic. If you haven't looked at these Power Hobby tires,
and let's see you got the links on there already. You've been a busy man.
Yeah, I did a busy weekend, man. And then I got a secret package in today. Rock lights from Manny Butler lit up.
Nice.
The whole truck turns blue underneath. Really cool install, Mike. If you see right here, you see the two bulbs, just right. They like sliders. 2 seconds to install.
I love it.
What they look like. The whole thing turns blue. So yeah, check out Trail. And also the rock lights are from Lit LED. We just released also Type H wheels, changeable hubs. We got a lot of good things going on. Crazy Crawler Foams working on some projects on some new foams, as you know. So yeah, we'll get, those are some of the updates from last week, and we could touch on Power Hobby and everything a little later. We'll bring on 11 Charlie.
Okay. Yeah. Great idea.
So 11 Charlie, welcome. If you guys want to unmute your videos, they will appear, and there they are.
Oh, this is fantastic. So, even though you guys were on mute, did you see any of that?
So, bro, we're gonna have to rescue Mike.
Seriously, I'm waiting for my wife to like come through this door and tell me the police are at the front door yet. I can't. I just told Peter, I'm like, I hear like this alarm at my feet. It's like beeping. I'm like, what is happening? Oh, the guy's like, yeah, I heard that international shipping's about to start. I should have given a plug right there. This is the Rad Show. Go tune in. Let's get serious. We'll put the mistakes behind us. We have Javier and Nathan Snare of Operation 11 Charlie. And this is so exciting because the roles are reversed right now. Let's put you all on the other side of the microphone. You guys are the one grilling us and giving people a chance to talk about what's hot in their life. We'll give you guys an opportunity to take a breath and just tell the world, the 5 people watching, like, what is Operation 11 Charlie?
First of all, I want to say thank you for having us. It's an honor to be here with you guys. You guys have been supporting Operation 11 Charlie since the start, and we are so grateful for that. So here, Nathan's going to jump in a minute.
Yep.
As well, we are a 501c3 nonprofit, right? We help veterans get into the hobby, right? We try to bring awareness to veteran suicide, right? Fighting PTSD, fighting veteran suicide. So we'll help our warriors get into the hobby and become part of Operation 11 Charlie, right? And stay active in the organization. We do 2 types of induction ceremony: a full induction ceremony for veterans that have never been in the hobby, and that get the full package: RC, tools, chargers, battery, you name it. And we do another induction ceremony that is veterans that already into the hobby, right? We need those mentors to guide those warriors and new veterans in the hobby. We've been doing this, 3 years now, Nate?
Yep, 3 years.
Three years now. We have been so blessed. The support from the community, RC community, and the community in general has been tremendous. Out of this world, we have over 200 veterans in our organization and counting. We are over 14 different states. We are working in collaboration with Wounded Warriors, the VA system, and some other nonprofits, right? And that's what it's all about, trying to help our warriors and let them know there's somebody here for them. For us, it's not just doing the induction ceremony, is to keep that brotherhood going, right? Going out to the trails, we ask our warriors after we do the in processing, all that stuff that Nathan could talk more on that. And just for them to stay active, go out to the trails. That's the main thing, for them to go out, decompress, forget about everything out there. We are a family-oriented organization. We try to take our warriors, depends on funding, right, to different events, stuff like that. Like next month, we're gonna have an event. I think is at the end of this month in Wyoming, right, Nate?
Yeah, I was going to say there is actually it's a 1-day event. It's RC Extravaganza. It is the 30th of this month, and it is in Rock Springs, Wyoming.
Rock Springs, Wyoming. Then after that, we are going to be at Beat the Creek there. We are planning to do 6 induction ceremonies there. And also take our warriors to that event. But we cannot do this by ourselves. We are a team. This is not just one person. We are a team. You see here Nate, JB, Matt, Sticky, all the guys, Rich, all the guys, Sergeant Major, right? All the guys that are behind this, and the families, right, that support us and help us. This is a collective organization. We're just a family trying to do the right thing for warriors.
As an observer, from the outside, seeing what you guys have done in 3 years is commendable. Hats off to you guys. It grows so much based on your mission statement as being a community um, for veterans and non-veterans. It has become this hub for people to want to just be a part of because of the positivity that you guys put out. It's a no nonsense, no BS kind of club where, listen, upbeat and positive or move along. We don't have time for the drama here. And I really think that's a good formula for your success. Not only, I mean, look at the sponsors that you guys have that have gotten behind what you are doing. Um, Hats off, honestly, what you're doing, real man's work that needs to be done. And, you know, as an RC enthusiast, I think it's super duper exciting that you can connect something that we're passionate about already and then tie this in. It makes it easy. It makes it easy for RC enthusiasts to get involved with it. Now, I know you guys have reached outside of the RC community, have gotten help from other nonprofits and gone to VA hospitals and stuff, but it's phenomenal. Great job. Great job. And I can't wait to see Beat the Creek. I know from experience when Peter and I have been to USTE, the one secret that we have learned is to pack tissues in your bag because there are some tears that can start flying when the money comes out and the people start donating and you see the giving the tears start flowing. It is such a heartwarming, like, feel good moment when you can just forget about the BS and just feel good for a few minutes.
Oh,
It's great.
and one thing I want to add to that is, you know,
Please.
following 11 Charlie since it started and watching them at USTE, I was blown away because every single event I go to where 11 Charlie is, either the setup is double or the amount of people is double. The induction ceremonies is double. So every year I've been watching you guys grow, and hats off. I mean, you know, it's just very, very amazing to see the presence and the people that stand behind the organization. And you know, I'm happy to be a follower and supporter. You know, when I can, and you know, I love what you guys are doing. And UST was just blew me away. You know, the setup, the amount of people, what you guys did. It feels like every event I go to, it's a double presence. I mean, it's fantastic. So great job.
Thank you, thank you.
And it takes no pun intended, but it takes a small army to do what you guys are doing. And um, all of you guys, the whole entire crew from 307 Scoot to the rest of the names that you guys dropped, everybody needs to take a bow because I know you guys are all doing equal parts and it wouldn't work if the whole core of you did not work together the way you do.
Oh no, no, no. We are family again. And these guys, they're volunteers. They got their own jobs daily.
Right.
They're constantly busy. Nathan, Matt, Sean, everybody, all the guys.
Yep.
307 is good. So it's a very busy life for them outside of Operation 11 Charlie, plus all the other stuff like Nate. And I'm gonna stop talking. I want Nate to talk.
Okay.
Nate and like I said, all the guys, JB, all the guys, they're constantly working behind the scenes and see what can be done next, or working for the next induction, the next event, everything to be part of. So it's just incredible.
Nathan, I want to give you a second here, and I want to actually give you a question that one I think people will watching are going to want to know, and that is, how do they give back? If say if I have a truck I want to donate, is that what you guys need, trucks, or is it the cash that you need? Because I do know from past experience that these are a lot of newbies coming into the hobby, and a comp build, some flat rail over the top comp truck is not going to be helping a new person coming to the hobby. In fact, that's going to scare most of them away. So I'm assuming you must want some sort of simpler RTR type platform. Is that what you're looking to get, or is it more cash?
Honestly, to break it down, if you have a truck to donate, yes, a more simpler RTR truck is the best way. Cash lets us do, because not all events are the same. Also, not all terrain is the same. So we kind of pick and choose rigs based on where a veteran is, what they have going on around them, and what application of a rig would fit them best. So the nice thing about cash is it lets us decide what rig we want for that location, what is going to work best for that veteran. That kind of goes hand in hand as well with veterans that are a little less mechanically inclined. We're not going to give them something with portals, something with anything like that. It's going to be a more simple truck. So, but
because you guys are also providing the technical support, right? Like,
yes.
say if they might not be familiar how to fix a transmission in one of these trucks, so it also an RTR makes it easier on you guys. Operation 11 Charlie being able to repair it. You guys will have the parts and the knowledge to be able to keep the adventure on the trail. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. It simplifies everything, makes replacement cheaper, the whole 9 yards. And also, the biggest thing with what we do is trying to keep stress, frustration down on the veteran. And if literally you have the factory manual with the truck that you can hand the veteran and say, hey, this is the parts, this is where it goes, this is what it looks like inside there before you tear it apart, that helps dramatically on that stress level and the frustration level.
Well, that's a good point, because ultimately, as much support as you guys are giving them, you want to encourage them to try and fix it themselves too. Get comfortable and take a stab at it.
Absolutely. Also, one of the huge things we're trying to do and what we focus on highly is, a lot of times it's not just the veteran, but it's the whole family structure. So we have the veteran, we might have a son, daughter, wife, we might have a family of 4. And also that allows us, if they're all RTR vehicles, we try to send that family home with the exact same line of trucks, to give them all the same thing. So a veteran's only learning one truck. We look at all aspects of that. And I tell you, there is nothing better than seeing pictures with a veteran ripping trucks apart to fix them. And in the background, you see a child's hand while they're doing that. So we are creating those bonds within whole families with what is going on in Operation 11 Charlie as well. And that's a major point that we try to make sure we do.
It just always having that we always like I mentioned earlier, not just the induction ceremony, is having that contact constantly 24/7 with the warriors. We just given that's it. If we have to do Zoom meetings for them, how to install this, how to waterproof electronic, how to do this and that. We always in contact with our warriors. We always, what I do is my guys, I always try to every other week, how you doing battle? Just a simple text, how you doing battle? Just checking on them, make sure that we always here for them 24/7 regardless, not just RC,
Yep, it's a whole family atmosphere within past the trucks. The trucks is just kind of a common ground, you could say. The rest of it is all family. We check in, walk through everything, video calls. It's fantastic.
I gotta behave, Miss 11 Charlie is on the chat.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. No, but I think, Nathan, you said it right. The truck is only one piece, right? There's so much more that goes into, people see the induction ceremonies at events, but like you guys said, behind the scenes, all the other work that you guys do, sometimes people might not see. So I think that's another impressive quality, you know, helping people out, the check-ins, even if like Javier, 5 minutes, what's up? How you doing? Anything you want to talk about, you know, just to, you know, keep it going. You know, the RC is just the, I guess the truck is just a stepping stone, right?
Yes, yes.
Well, again, it,
Javier's
I'm getting
quiet
kind
because
of
his wife
choked up. Just, I'm sorry, say it again. I'm just getting
said
kind of choked up.
Javier's quiet now because the wife is see his whole face. He's not talking no more.
All serious. Now, seeing how you guys have grown, are you across the entire United States now? Is this
Yes.
grown that big?
Oh, yes. We right now, Nate, we are 14, 15 states and counting,
Yeah.
right? We have, of course, Pennsylvania, New York, Florida, Georgia, California, Alaska. We have Canada, and yeah, and we keep growing.
Wyoming.
Wyoming,
Yep.
Colorado. You know, we are so blessed. One of the hardest part is to find representative on each state, right? That is the hardest part because we have to make sure that they understand the Operation 11 Charlie values. We are different from other veterans organization, right? We always is we are very strict in some areas, like you mentioned earlier, Mike. We are is a family oriented. We stay away from everything negative that's out there, right? We just want our voice come here and decompress and forget about everything. So finding the right reps are the hardest part for us, but that's what we're doing. It's a long process, but our goal is to be in every state and not just one rep in every state. We want more than one in every state. So our goal is to be in every state and have many chapters in different states. Right,
Let
Nate?
me add on
Yeah.
to this. This is important as you guys are looking for reps and volunteers to sacrifice their weekends, their during the week. You are talking about an investment of your
Yes.
time on a whole other level, and I think it's important to really make that point and hit it across these people's heads that we're not looking for somebody with a big Instagram following or a diehard RC enthusiast. It's more than that. You need to understand what you are sacrificing on the weekend now. When you're introducing somebody to the hobby, yes, an RC enthusiast works, but it's so much more than that. You're not, it's not that you need to be a veteran to do this, but you need to know that this person that you are helping is first. This
Yeah.
is priority number one, and this is what you are focused on. You are here to show them a good time. And I would highly encourage a buddy system.
Oh, yeah.
It might be too big of a responsibility for a new rep to come on board and try and do this by themselves. I think two-man teams, a buddy system works for a lot of reasons, but
Mm.
it's important for any future reps to really understand the mission and the responsibility that they're asking to do here.
Oh.
This is no joke.
Oh yes, it's no joke, like you said. For us, it's very serious. We have civilians and veterans in our organization that we're not looking nothing in return. We are here to help our warriors, and all of our representatives like Nathan. Nathan have his guys that help him out there. Travis, David,
David.
Matt, and Sergeant Major. They have the guys there. The pars always, yes, we always have more than one because we need help. Us preparing to an induction ceremony or an event it takes months of preparation, right, Nate?
Yeah, it takes quite some time to get everything to make sure nothing's missed, forgotten, and just make sure everything is to a T correct. It takes time.
And when we go to events, right? Just to say an event, whatever event, it's 3-day event. We always there like 3 or 4 days prior to start date. So it's a whole week, not counting the months preparing to this. that whole week for us, 3 days end up being 7 or 8, and before and after the event and all that stuff. So it's not easy. And we are, like I said, we are grateful that the team that we have all around, they're just amazing people.
Yes.
It's fantastic. It's just super duper exciting to be able to be close enough to the Northeast. Peter and I are spoiled to be so connected to, like, kind of up here in the Northeast. It's kind of a hotbed. We have what's going on at Hartford Rocks all the time, and being able to talk to Sergeant Major, and we're so in tune with what's going on. But it's important for people that are not familiar with Operation 11 Charlie to know where to reach out to. Say if they watch tonight and they want to donate, are they sending an email? Are they sending a private message somewhere? Who are they reaching out to? Is it their local rep, or do they contact you, Javier?
I'll leave that to Nate. Go ahead, Nate.
Okay.
They can definitely reach out to their local rep. They can also go to 11charlie.com. And there is a link on there where if they want to donate, they can do it right through that. And you have our Facebook, Operation 11 Charlie Inc. And there's so many ways they can either reach out or find our link to our PayPal if they would like to donate. But definitely, I encourage them to reach out to their local rep to at least establish some kind of a communication, and start building the community in that direction as well, because it really helps too. Learning what's near you and making a connection and a bond, and growing that as well.
So something like Beat the Creek will be a great event where you're going to have a lot of representatives. You're going to be doing 6 induction ceremonies at Beat the Creek. That's a great opportunity for someone new to step up to the booth, introduce themselves to you guys, and maybe get set up with some sort of future arrangement, or either leave a donation there, because I know you guys are always doing raffles and things like that. But if they want to talk about something a little bit more in depth, so somewhere at an event that we know Operation 11 Charlie will be at is also a great time to introduce and meet you guys.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely. We definitely encourage that. Come up, talk to us. Of course, we have donation boxes there. You can talk to us by raffle, but definitely talk to us, and we'll answer all your questions and dive deep. And it's really a fantastic time to talk.
So anyone that's been to USTE and have seen what happens, USTE is probably your home base, right? That's kind of the birthplace almost of Operation 11 Charlie. I know it's a special event to you guys.
Oh, yes. That's one.
I did want to say there was one special thing that I saw, was the parade of veterans, the induction ceremony people. There was a line of you all together going out as a group, and seeing that moment from standing back and watching that moment of all of you guys together, how you can see the reps and how happy their heart is. They know they're doing something right. And it's a very neat thing to see when that trail of parade of Operation 11 Charlie goes by. It is an oh wow moment.
Oh, yes. Especially, USD. We were Operation Charlie. We were born in No Man Left Behind. That was the first event that we were part of. Where we did our first induction ceremony. Then right after that was USD. That was our first huge event, big event, right? And we are so grateful for Rob, Joy, man, everybody from USD, because they always make us feel so welcome, right? And some of our guys, most of us are from the PTSD program, and you can relate to that, Mike. You understand that. So sometimes we're hesitant to be big crowds or going to big places, right? And they make us feel so welcome. The guys at the beginning, the first day we saw heads, and they, you see them out there having fun, and talking to people and feeling relaxed. It's just incredible atmosphere. This last USD, we took over 60 between veterans, family members, and our guys, over 60 people there. Again, it just always depends on the budget. Not everybody event we're gonna be able to do that, but it was just incredible, the amount of support, and we were so happy to see our warriors and their family members just having fun.
Well, you touched on a good point there, Javier, and that is at USTE, I need to give a big shout out to Rob Matthews. He
Yeah.
is probably one of the greatest guests for an event, and the way he gets in charge on that microphone, it's no funny business with him. He gets up there to remind everyone, like, listen, Operation 11 Charlie is here, and they are there for a reason, and that is in case it gets loud or they need a moment to step up back. They can retreat here into the woods. It's a little calmer, but he basically says if you are swearing, if you're acting up, if you're yelling anywhere near that booth, you will answer to me. And he leaves it like, and I will kick you out, period. And it's important for people that would see Operation 11 Charlie at maybe Beat the Creek. It's the same type of thing. Be careful how you act around those tables and be mindful of your surroundings. These are soldiers that are dealing with real world problems. So always be mindful of your surroundings and how you are acting, because the way you act can impact how others feel around you. So it's always important to be squared away and respect when Operation 11 Charlie is on at your event. It is a great honor to have Operation 11 Charlie at an event, and respect that.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And definitely,
Thank you.
definitely. And it's just for us to bring awareness, and just not just our warriors, and show our civilians how to cope, right? How with our veterans and vice versa. And that's and learning how to do that. With Rob, it's easier because he's a fellow veteran, so he understands everything that we go through. So he's been through it, all that stuff. So he just, and yeah, like you say, everything here is about respect, and we always show respect and respect the same back. But we are so grateful everywhere that we go, every event, everybody is so respectful towards Operation 11 Charlie, our guys and our family. We're very blessed.
Fantastic.
And
Well,
something real quick to
yep.
add. We, like for instance, Beat the Creek, we have 6 induction ceremonies going on. Just to throw out there, not every time are those induction ceremonies public. We talk with our veterans. We get an understanding of what our veteran is okay with, what are they comfortable with. It all goes back to stress levels, and we want to do everything we can to alleviate that. So some of those induction ceremonies are done in a private setting.
Okay.
And that's important to note, because you know, somebody might be expecting induction ceremonies. They might be expecting 6 of them, or even 1 of them. For October, I had 1 induction ceremony, and he wanted it to be private. We did a private induction ceremony. No one ever even knew it took place.
Okay.
So it's important to note that, and important for veterans, you know, that might catch this, that are more on the side of, hey, they don't want that stress to be incurred. So we can get around that. So
Yes, definitely. We always have our veterans first. So whatever they feel comfortable with, that's what we will do.
Well, this was fantastic. I can't thank you guys enough for being here. I'm going to make my goodbye short and let Peter sign you off, because if you let me say goodbyes, I will not stop. So I'm going to shut down and thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you, guys.
Soldier to soldier, I thank you for everything that you are doing. Nathan, you are number one. All of you guys, fantastic. Keep doing what you're doing. You will always have my support. Anything you guys ever need, please do not hesitate to ask. We are here to help. and keep doing what you do. Peter, you take it away and close them out.
All right, like Mike said, thank you guys for coming on. We really appreciate it. As the show's growing, it's great to see you guys, Nate, Javier. It's always good to see you at events. Keep doing what you're doing. I mean, you guys, like I said, I followed from the beginning and I'll continue to follow. So everything you guys are doing is fantastic. So thank you for coming on, and I hope to see you at an event soon.
Definitely. Thank you for having us. Mike, a lot of people don't know he's a fellow veteran. Thank you for your service, brother.
Cool.
Thank you, my brother, for having us here.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Yep. Thank you, Mike, for your service. Thanks,
Absolutely.
Peter.
Nathan,
It
thank
was
you.
an honor being here. And to everybody out there from Team Operation 11 Charlie, thank you guys. You guys are awesome.
Thank you, guys. Take care, guys.
Enjoy the
Thank
See you
you.
guys later. Thanks.
Peter, it's amazing how generous those two are. Like right there, they will not take the credit at all. They know how to continue to remember all of the reps that are making Operation 11 Charlie work. And it's just so humbling to see how gracious they are. And they won't even take a bow. They just continue to keep thanking everybody else around them. And I love it.
Yeah, and they're great people. Everybody I've met from 11 Charlie, from the top down, everybody's there for the same goal, right? To help people. So it's a great organization. Anybody that's on, watching this, go to 11charlie.com to find out more. Great guest, great guest to have on the show.
And they are very approachable at events, at being an RC event, or they set up at all different types of locations. Not, RC is a small part of this, but we're focused on the RC because the show is geared to RC enthusiasts. So that's why we're so focused on the RC side of it. But it's so much bigger than that, and they're doing great work. So fantastic.
All right.
Peter, before we get to our next guest,
We'll start out with some stuff. I got some stuff.
yeah, I want to, I know you had a hell of a week, Peter. You've been a busy boy today. I know what you've done with the Rebel. I
Oh,
don't
you
know
want
if
to see that? Oh my
I
God.
do.
This thing all day today, man. I haven't rebuilt portals in a long time. I thought
Right.
it was going to be an hour. I locked myself in the shop all day today.
Yeah. But for those that have taken the deep dive and making the investment into a Rebel, there are upgradable options available for your Rebel. Peter, it looks great. Great job. Great freaking job.
The pins shot at me.
That color, it spoke to me. I think it looks great on that truck. That
It looks good.
Yeah. And the finish, I like the finish, the texture that's on that. It's not a standard axle. I really like it. It is a great option. Also available on Rebel RC's website. Go through. If you have the Rebel, you can start upgrading from the light kit to all the aluminum upgrades. It's fantastic. Worth your time to go back to the Rebel website and look for the upgrades. Good
Now,
job.
to be honest, I mean, let's be honest here. You and I had these trucks for a while now, right?
Yep.
Now, do you need to do this on this truck? I mean,
Nope.
I've taken this thing to UST. I've beaten this truck up. This is not a mandatory upgrade. I'm not going to say
Absolutely not.
Do I like the way it looks? It adds some strength. Yeah, but this is not a
It's
mandatory.
not mandatory. I
I've
agree
seen a
with
lot of
you.
guys. I've been following a lot of guys saying, "What's the number one thing on the Rebel upgrade?" A lot of guys say the servo horn. Now that's truth. That's all the way right from the top of Rebel, the servo horn. Yeah, right. But other than that, I mean, these are not needs.
No,
This
not
is
in
not
need.
a need. You don't need to
I
do.
think you can tell anyone, replace as needed. If it breaks, replace it. I think
the
the
Rebel's a good
electronics,
truck.
were, and this isn't anything, this is no dig at Rebel at all. But what goes on my RTR trucks like clockwork are electronics. I upgrade them right away. Wheels, tires, right away. Sometimes shocks, a lot of times
But if you
shocks.
look at what was replaced,
Yep,
the reef servo in there,
yep,
small 1080.
1080.
Stick with the hobby wing that was already in there, just the next model. I mean,
Yep.
that's all I did, and that's probably wheels and tires, like you said, and that's it. Other than that, you could take that thing out of the box and go right to the trails and go all day.
Right. And then Power Hobby had a 45 turn, a 45 turn, 13 tooth combo that we threw in, and that worked out great. I mean, I'm not sitting here, and I know people have done some crazy things with their Rebel and comped them and made them gate worthy and want to crush them on the weekend with the clipboard and the stopwatch. It can be done. You can tune it and make it happen, but for a trail truck that can do night runs out of the box, it's a fantastic start. It's going with me to beat the creek, 100%. Not
It's a
just
great
because,
truck.
not just because Jeff will be there, but I was planning on taking the Rebel regardless. But since Jeff will be there, I will make sure the Rebel is with us.
And I see Matt Kutcher said it's on his list. Matt, I'm surprised you don't have it already on it.
I can't, he's held. Matt Kutcher has showed amazing restraint recently because I
Very
think he
reserved.
hasn't
I'm
got.
surprised
Yeah,
it's not on his table already.
it's coming. He's being bashful. It's coming.
But look at this though. This was good to get this week.
Yes. All right. I don't have mine with me. I sent a couple of these down. I sent a couple of those issues down to Matt Kocher for tomorrow at Hartford Rocks. It is exciting. The new RC Car Action magazine is here. Now, Peter and I get them a couple weeks early just to kind of get the hype going and let people, we page through it a little bit early, but it's not supposed to be posted. We're not supposed to open it and take any photos of what's inside, but we can tell you there is a great Power Hobby article in there. I won't post the pictures or I won't tell you what's in there, but they did a great write-up on a new internal servo winch from Power Hobby, and I was really excited to see that article.
Yeah, it's a
Can't
good
wait for
it's a good
people to get it.
review. I mean, I read it today. Yeah, and you know, for the people that don't have RC Car Action, you know, we're very big fans, as you know, and I know a lot of people on the channel here either get the magazine through various sources.
Yep.
You know, I just like the hard print. You know, it's
Yeah.
still there's a lot of good product reviews, and you know, and especially I think they reviewed this in there. You know, so
Yes, they did.
there's
They
an
did.
article about
It's in there. Yeah. And the timing is right. Great job, RC Car Action. The way that they're working their time schedule 2 months ahead. So to time everything to like be a domino effect the way they do, it's not easy to make that happen. When they're doing a review on the sledge, it's not easy to make all that happen and keep current. Um, but just to clear up any confusion, because one of the things that I get all the time about RC Car Action is they snicker. Oh, hard copy magazines. That's so Stone Age. It's all about the internet. Well, listen, you knucklehead. There is a digital copy available for RC Car Action, but it's like going on a Facebook forum. It's not the same. We both get excited over the published print. It's really cool to hold a magazine. Give your eyes a rest and put the phone down. Go ahead. What now? Let's talk SCX-24.
Well, let's go back into Power Hobby because I'm reading.
Yes.
It's Jeremy with the big boy tires. So you know, since get your toolkit ready.
Okay.
So you know, to Jeremy Kilburn's comment, Power Hobby is doing great stuff. These are the V124 wheels, tires, excuse me.
Yep.
But Power Hobby's coming out with some big boys, so keep an eye on Power Hobby with the tires.
Yes.
I mean, these look good. I like
They
the way
do.
they look. Put them on yesterday, but yeah, is that the stock? I mean, you know, the
SCX-20
red
or
pattern
Power
is
Hobby.
super grippy. You know, I'm
Yep.
gonna probably run this tomorrow, just to test it out. But yeah, keep an eye out for those new tires from Power Hobby.
Where did I put my Gladiator? Yeah, so one of the things that I did this week was let me see if I can get it in the camera here. This is a servo upgrade in the SCX24. This is the first servo upgrade that I've done in a micro. Power Hobby did a adjustable mount so
Yes.
that you can put in a larger reefs. There's a handful of aftermarket micro servos available. I happen to get the Power Hobby version, but what a very simple process to get that mounted up in there. It's adjustable. The reason Power Hobby makes it adjustable is to cater towards all the different brand servos. But what a difference. I mean, the speed and power that you get in an upgraded servo makes a difference in your micros. It's worth it.
Yeah. And then, you know, what broke the internet,
Very good. Yes, sir.
you know, was the
This,
toolkit.
yeah, Peter, while you were away in Disney, Power Hobby decided to break the internet. Bam. And I mean, you're talking an all-in-one pack. It included truck stand, a magnetic 3-inch mag tray, and some custom, not custom, wrong word. One single use, single purpose tools, like tools that I hadn't owned before, for building shocks and working on your tie rods, like some tools that I really could have used. Now, to be clear, it is $100 toolkit. That's a nice one right there. That is $100 toolkit. And some people might cringe at that number right out of the gate. But let me tell you, you can't part that toolkit out for that price.
Well, and
Uh,
I saw some feedback on social media when I
okay,
posted it. Somebody did comment dollar signs, but when you really break it down and you look what's
correct.
in that pouch, I
Yeah,
mean, it's
you're
well
not
over.
you're
Uh,
not parting that thing out for that price.
yeah. And, you
It,
know, if you go to events, I mean, you just put it
dude,
in the tub. You have everything you need
think
to
about how easy life is going to be now, Peter. Going to Beat the Creek, going to USTE, Blue Rocks, to just be able to bundle that thing up and go and know you have it all. I'm not telling anyone, if you're looking at me about from a carry-all standpoint, I'm not encouraging everyone to carry a truck stand in their backpack wherever they go. I'm not telling you to hit the trail with this thing set up the way it is. But what I am telling you is I think it's perfect to pack in your car and take to a 3-day event and have everything with you.
yeah, no, it's great. Power Hobby's got a lot of great stuff coming out. I mean, you know,
They
it's
do. Now we
super,
upgraded, they did a 19-in-1, a smaller pouch that's available. And it's been around for a while, few different version names on it, but it's a 19-in-1. It's a great option. I think that's a solid one to drop in a backpack any day. So yeah, fantastic stuff right now with Power Hobby. We know that Treel's been killing it. Yes, I did make an order this week with Treel,
you got the
for the
bumper,
new,
right?
with the
The
new
bumper
bumper.
in the rear.
Yeah, yep, the front and rear bumper, the mount, the side step.
So next week you got to.
Yes, next week I'll have that. Next week I'll have the SCX24 Bronco here. I was hoping to have it here by 8 o'clock tonight, and it did not work out. Um, but we'll talk about the SCX24 Bronco next week. I did get a Rift. So that is what's on the workbench this week for me is a Rift. I have a ordering with Treel to get some upgrades for that thing together. But the first thing I'm going to do is take some advice from our good friend Jeremy Kilburn and dye this cage. So it'll be my first attempt at ever dyeing something. So we will get the cage dyed. Been working with GA Rock Zombie, Corey Allen on some options for vinyl wrap on the thing. So I'm excited to get the Rift done. But there was one other thing I wanted to mention, Lifted Customs. While you were away, Peter, we talked about Lifted Customs RC. So if you're not familiar, Lifted Customs RC is making sound systems 24 scale. So if you want to get a booming system in the back of that Gladiator, Peter, Lifted Customs RC makes a scale little Bluetooth speaker that will go in the back of your Gladiator, and that tent, that overland tent, will protect it. So we can take a tumble. It's durable. Very cool option if you want to get some booming bass coming from your little micro. Lifted Customs. I put their sound system in my Jimmy, and was playing around with that thing today. It's a very cool system to see a Bluetooth speaker so small. Very cool stuff.
That's cool. I just see our other guest just joined.
Okay.
He's ready
Since
to
we're
go.
talking micro, it might be a great time to bring him on. Judd, if you are ready, get yourself ready now, Judd. Get yourself squared away. We're gonna guerrilla style and just kind of jump in here on you. So anybody that has been following the show, Peter Lundberg and I have been big fans of these rack systems here, something called the RC Pro Rack. And if you tuned in while Peter was away, no, you were here, Peter. Forgive me. Judd was what, our second guest was here, second guest. We brought Judd on to talk about the RC Pro Rack and what he's been doing. And it was a great show. And this is a time when Peter and I can tell you all, go back into our cloud on the Carry All RC YouTube channel and pull up an old episode and watch the episode with Judd Rummage. It is a detailed look at the Pro Rack, and being able to hear it from the man himself, the one that has designed it, put the blood, sweat, and tears into it. It's exciting to actually hear his input and explain how to hang them. And Peter had a lot of great questions on how to mount it and mount it securely. And then Judd started talking to us about other options. What is the future for the Pro Rack? And then it was micros. And we've got the Micro Pro Rack. And that has kind of broke the internet. I get more messages a day asking me, when is the RC Pro Rack, the micro, going to be available? So
Well,
we thought this is a great chance to bring Judd back and give us an update on where the 24 scale Pro Rack is at. And I'm going to let him, when he's ready, be able to tell us. It's kind of a cool change that he did. So Peter, we got a first-hand look at the initial Pro Rack that came out. He's made it change, and he made it like the Elite. So it is now a micro rack that you can take down and turn into a truck stand. That has been the reason for this delay. Judd, are you there? Are you ready yet? I can't hear him. Is he trying to, we'll give Judd a second to get himself squared away. Yeah, he might need to reload and come back on. Take your time, Judd. Don't panic. Connecting to audio. Peter, are you hearing Judd at all or no?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Oh, I hear him.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Judd, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay, fantastic. Hi, guys. Sorry, it's been a crazy tech day.
No worries. Judd, could you hear us while we were talking?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So I wanted to let you know, Judd, I kind of gave you a nice softball pitch there, kind of explained why we brought you back and kind of discuss the delay, why Peter and I got Micro Pro Racks 2 weeks ago and they never hit the internet. And behind the scenes, something's been going on. There's been a change made.
Absolutely. So here's the original Micro Pro Rack. Can you guys all see that? Okay.
Yep. You're doing great. Perfect.
So here's the original Micro, and it's great and everything, and I love it. But somebody was like, "Well, what if I want to use it as a work stand?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm only going to make one. I don't want to make both styles in the Mini. I just want to have one Mini." So what I come up with is the Mini Elite. So there it is. You can see it in work stand mode here.
Yep.
And so the Mini Elite is, you can switch it up if you need to. You can go with the, you know, just the regular wall style, or you can convert it to this. And this is going to sell for $17.50. So I was able to bring it down to, I thought it was going to be 20 to make this, but I pulled a couple bends out of the cradle, and voila, there it is, $17.50.
That's great.
Perfect.
Yeah. Same design, same exact thing, just smaller.
And it's a great option with micros blowing up the way they are. These competitions for micros, it's exploding. So
Absolutely.
more and more are actually ending up at people's workstations at these events, and they want to have 3 of your elites because they're competing with 3 different micros. So it really makes sense to make the elite available.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's a smaller hardware. So everything is actually shrunk down. So that's pretty neat. Everything but the mount. So it's still
you
a
look
full
at the
size.
difference. I mean,
Makes sense.
Okay, so then thank you, Peter. Now I get to say it. It's so cute, Judd. It's just so
It is.
cute.
It is, aren't they?
They're so cute.
How are you doing?
There is a sheer size difference, but hey, listen, it's made that way to cater towards these micro size. So
Absolutely.
ironically, Judd, about the same time you drop the mini me, you bring the XL to the table. All in the same. You want to talk about a man that's been busy?
Hold on, let me get. I gotta use I gotta use both hands here.
X.
You need a big lug nut for that.
It's ridiculous. And I corrected myself last week. I really did slap my hand. I kept calling it the SCX6. Like, I named this rack the SCX6 rack. And it's not true. It's not what it is. This is if you go back to the old show, John explained it very well. This is an 8-scale buggy rack. This is, yes, for the SCX6, but it's for the big boys. And Peter,
Right.
like you had said, you know, the Arma Infraction and some of the Go Fast buggies. This is that answer for these guys that want to hang a Go Fast.
So for this, basically any rig that's about 22 inches or, you know, down to about 11.
Yep.
So the standard tops out at about 11 and a half wide. So you can get like a low-C Baja Ray on the standard, right? But if you were to go to, you had a DBXL, or you have the next size up, low-C Desert Racer, or you've got your 5th scale Desert Racer, you've got a Kraken, you've got a Sledge, you've got any of these larger, anything with the XL after it.
Yep.
This will pretty much hold. So I went to the biggest car I could find, and it was a 1/4 scale car, and it had a width of 22 inches. So 22 and a half, actually. So this will hold an 11 and a half inch from center. So an actual 22 full inches of car will sit on this rack.
Wow.
So that solves a problem for a lot of trucks.
That's right.
I
There's a
think
ton of people out there.
if it's not going to fit on the Pro Rack, it's a truck that shouldn't be hanging on a wall. Period.
Right. And this is 16 gauge steel. So this is a thicker gauge steel again than the standard. So this will hold quite a bit.
Just need good bolts and a nice stud.
It's the same size bolting system, but I've included an extra here on the base. So we've got 3 bolts here and standard 2 bolts here. If you find something's pretty heavy or you want any kind of backup, you can always throw a washer on.
Okay.
And that's with that goes for all the Pro Racks. a washer in the mix will definitely increase the surface area of your hold.
I have not had any issue, and I'm pushing the limits of what these pro racks were designed to do. Mine actually hang on a door, so I'm swinging this door open, 20 times a day, and everything stays. It's perfect. There's no washers. I just hung them up, and it's perfectly fine.
Absolutely, it's about that no slip mat on top. Wouldn't be
Yes,
anything
it keeps
without
them
that
right.
mat.
Yep,
Really keeps things planted.
it does.
Absolutely.
I'm very happy with it. So you're going to make a lot of people happy, Judd,
Yeah.
because the 24 scale micro pro rack will be hitting the internet this week. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes.
100%.
Yeah. So the mini you'll be able to get this week, and the same with the XL. So we'll have the XL up as well. We've got ample supply of both, so we won't run out of stock. So I've got 100 minis and I've got 50 XLs. So
Perfect.
you guys are ready to go. I'm ready to send some racks.
That is the green light a lot of people have been waiting for.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again,
sweet.
Go ahead.
Oh, for any of my Bay people as well, I'll be up at Jake's Hobby Swap Mart tomorrow. So he's having a swap meet up there. Jake's in Santa Rosa, Jake's Hobby in Santa Rosa, California, here in the Bay.
Nice.
So that'll be a big swap meet tomorrow. So I'll be out there with lots of extra units. I'll even have some seconds. And that's another thing I'll be coming out with soon too. At ProRack, if something's tarnished or it's got a scratch in it or something, we'll throw it in our seconds bucket. Nothing's wrong with it except for cosmetically. So we're going to start offering those at a discount as well. So as soon as I have enough units to actually make a whole section out of it, each pro rack that there is will have a section where next to it you can get the seconds for just a few bucks less.
Perfect. Yeah. So you'll actually be cash and carry tomorrow at Jake's. So if the people in the Bay Area show up, they can grab pro rack right there.
You bet.
Oh, that's fantastic. And you are slowly expanding beyond just your website. Is that the future for ProRack now, is to start getting into hobby shops and other websites as these authorized dealers start picking you up? Is that going to be the future now for ProRack?
For sure. So if any of you hobby shop owners are out there watching tonight, just get a hold of me. I've got dealer pricing all ready for you, and
perfect.
Just let me know and we'll get you set up.
Well, we got one that just commented, RCG. So that's
that's a great lead to get these down there in Florida at RCH Orlando. That's a great lead. And he will be our guest next weekend.
Fantastic. Oh, excellent. Well, I'll be looking forward to talking to him.
Perfect.
Yeah, Nick Barber.
Perfect. Yep.
Good deal.
Well, thank you, Judd. Thank you so much. And again, Judd, let me sign off first and tell you congratulations. I'm like humbled and speechless watching how this has taken off. I know it's been in your mind and a baby kind of cooking for a while. But it's kind of, now that it's gotten legs, it's out there and running, and I'm so happy for you. Congratulations.
Very happy.
And
I continue to wish you much success.
Thanks. You guys have been a big part of that. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all that you guys have done for ProRack, and we're looking forward to meeting the rest of your audience out there and getting to know them as well. So
outstanding.
Yeah, tomorrow's project, 24 racks.
Perfect. Perfect.
Great. Yeah. Get them up.
So tomorrow, Nick Barber, I'll send you his email after the call.
Perfect.
Fantastic. Perfect. Thank you.
All right, Peter, close them out, and we're going to say our goodbyes. Judd, thank you.
Judd, thank you so much, and thank you everybody for joining. Once we hit end, it'll be stored in the cloud on YouTube for anybody that's going to watch during the week. Look forward to seeing the Pro Racks on the website next week. A big week for Pro Rack. Hopefully we get those 24s moved and the big guy. So next week we got Nick Barber on the show. Excited for that. And make sure anybody, your friends, tell them to subscribe to the channel. We're growing weekly with guests, and we're going to keep doing our thing. And yeah, everybody enjoy the rest of their weekend. It was
Hey,
good to be
Peter.
back.
Peter, real fast. Let me chime in here real quick, and that is, we touched on Power Hobby and the new toolkit that broke the internet. If there are people out there, subscribers, anybody watching that does not have Power Hobby in your local hobby shop, if you want to be able to walk into your local hobby shop and be able to buy the Power Hobby toolkits and all the other great stuff from Power Hobby, send us a private message. Send me a message on my Facebook page. Let me know. We can get you hooked up with Power Hobby and make sure that they are in a local hobby shop near you. So thank you. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Close them out, Pete.
All right. Take care.
See you,
everybody.
Judd.